Presence I've not felt since.
We got one!
This town needs an enema.
Do this now. Run. Barry, run!
Shazam!
One shall stand, one shall fall.
We're back.
Whoa, we're back.
We got back. I don't know how the hell we did it, but we're here.
We're all holding hands.
I was holding. You can let go of us now, NEEHIGH.
All right, I was scared.
Nobody was holding hands but NEEHIGH.
All right, guys. So we're back. Heroes at Large. We're doing another episode, first one for 2019. And who we got with us?
NEEHIGH.
Badass James Dynamite.
Drewski.
And I am AVAZ. So, what happened, guys? I mean...
We got stuck in a vortex is what happened.
Oh, is that what it was?
I took that left turn at Albuquerque.
We met up at Cucamonga.
Doc Brown came by, made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
But we're back.
Stupid TARDIS.
Right? But those aliens, though.
If
I know you
if-
like those
if a
aliens.
strange man in a blue box shows up, don't take that ride.
What if he's in a phone booth?
Yeah, I'll go in the phone booth.
Yes, safer.
If it's got broad shoulder pads, and his name is Rufus,
Excellent.
go for it.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about 2018.
A year in review.
Right, 2018. Was it
What
a good
happened?
year? Was it a bad year?
It was all right.
It was a good and bad year, and that's what we're going to discuss today is the good and the bad. Things we saw, things we wish we would have seen, and so on and so forth. Things we regret seeing. NEEHIGH.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
In the
Ups and
shower.
downs.
So let's talk about a couple of different things. Let's go ahead and go around the room, and we'll kind of each go over what we really liked. Our best five. What do you think? Sound good?
Well, since we've been in the time vortex, a lot of things have been blurring for me, and I keep on forgetting what
Yeah,
was it.
me-
Was it in 1985 and 2018? So you guys are gonna have to correct me when I say I like this. I'm like that was last year, 2 years ago.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
I'm pretty sure you guys have no problem correcting me. In any
We'll
kind of way.
figure it out.
So who wants to go first?
You know what? I don't mind talking about movies. If we want to start off with movies, for comic books and just pop culture in general, there was a lot of good movies came out in 2018. Obviously, up for Academy Award, Black Panther, Best Picture.
Right, Black Panther.
See,
Well,
then we're gonna go
Wakanda.
back to 1985.
Sorry.
Wakanda.
And it says a lot. Granted, it's the first comic book movie that actually has gotten a Best Picture nomination, and not the first one that won an Oscar, because I think that goes to Suicide Squad. They won for art direction or picture.
Heath Ledger won for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, yeah.
As the Joker.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot all about Heath Ledger.
We can't forget about that.
Ever.
Well, so many Jokers in between.
Ooh, too many.
But hump up.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
See, didn't you guys miss all that stuff? Anyway, and obviously, Infinity War was another good one.
For
Yeah,
special
that
effects.
one's getting nominated for special effects.
Special effects, but story-wise, what did you guys think about that?
Great story.
Well, the story we kind of already know the story.
Great.
They did a good job, putting it into the movie. I mean, they obviously changed some things so that way they could match it up for the movies that they've been doing, the way they led up to Infinity War. So they did a good job with that as far as screenplay adapting.
Now, one of the things that I actually did like is they told 3 different stories and they made them mesh up really, really well. Where it was, I wasn't bored like, oh, now this is happening at the same time this is happening. You had Thor's story, Spider-Man and the Guardians with Tony Stark, and Earth. So it worked really good, and it seemed to be, meshed very well.
I think this is the only movie that in the end it felt like somebody hit me in the stomach.
I agree. The ending was pretty shocking. Obviously, the characters, the ones that we lost, because we just got Doctor Strange, we just got Spider-Man, So, and then the whole Guardians of the Galaxy squad was out too. So it was a lot of the deaths were shocking and made the movie very impactful towards the end.
Now, let me ask you guys something. Should they stay dead? I mean, granted, we already know if they're not because there's already been trailer for Far From Home.
Yeah.
if they stay dead, Marvel could work around that and introduce more characters. The original Avengers didn't die. Groot is dead, but Rocket is alive, and they kind of introduced other Ravagers that could become the new Guardians of the Galaxy, led by Rocket Raccoon. Wong could be the new
Doctor Strange,
the new Sorcerer Supreme,
Right.
And they kind of introduced a Miles Morales in
Homecoming?
In Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could all technically stay dead. Not to mention they could. I mean, Thor is alive and he's going to step away. They could always introduce a female Thor, just like they did in the comics. I mean, so do the people that died in the snapping? Could they stay dead? And Marvel will still introduce new characters?
I think they probably are with alternate universe.
It doesn't have to be alternate universe. It could be this one. Like I said, Miles Morales could have survived. So there's your new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Rocket could recruit some of the Ravagers, and they could be the new Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, they haven't even introduced like the main Nova Prime that we know from this. You know.
Well, there's tons of other characters that we haven't even heard from, or they haven't even touched.
And they could replace, and then they could expand the universe. So my question to you guys: should they fix what we know and what we like, or should they branch out?
Okay, so we're talking about Infinity. Are we talking about overall? Yeah. Are we talking about overall Marvel? MCU here?
Yes.
No.
What say you?
No.
And what say you, Drewski?
I say no.
Yeah, I say yes, to be honest. I think what they really should do is, I think we kind of talked on this before.
Yeah.
Is, let's go and, some of these older, actors, go ahead and put them out to pasture or let them disappear and fade out to black and bring in some new characters.
Yeah, because again, the Guardians of the Galaxy has a rotating roster.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with the Avengers.
That's true.
So it's kind of like, now you could introduce Agent Venom.
Right, yeah.
Guardian.
Because for a while, Star-Lord wasn't even in charge.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you have a basis. I mean, they introduced Sylvester Stallone and the rest of the Ravagers.
The original Guardians of the Galaxy.
And they could put them in the cycle and then swap them out as you possibly can. They're introducing Miss Marvel.
Right.
So
yeah, and they can.
I would love to see a Moon Knight take over for Clint Barton.
I'm like completely with you on that. I think that's what they should do. We're talking like new Avengers type stuff.
New Avengers, yeah.
Right. So I mean, they should just like bring in a whole new young cast and let's start up with some new characters. I mean, this would be a perfect opportunity. Whether they'll do that or not, I don't know.
Now, the reason I think they shouldn't be permanent is because the initial reason for comic book deaths, we all know comic book deaths aren't permanent. If there's no body, they didn't die.
They come back. Somehow they'll come back.
Yeah, the main reason though for like a comic book is that gut punch to the stomach, like you said, that feeling of oh my god,
are they dead?
What's gonna happen now? So now, yeah, you guys are talking about they can make all these new crews and stuff, but what's Captain America gonna do? Hang up his shield and just be like, well, we lost. I give up. This is it. That was my last big one. I could do this all day, but I'm done.
Well, he technically did that, in the comic books for I don't remember how long it was. Like
he became for a while. He was Nomad,
right? For like 15, 20 years or something like that.
Yeah,
he was out of it for a while.
But somebody else took Captain America, like the Falcon and Buck.
Yeah, and there's rumors that they're going to do that still.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at the Captain America that we have. He's not the kind to do that. You look at Chris Evans' Captain America, the way he's been portrayed throughout Captain America movies in the Civil War. He stands by something. He goes for it every single time.
I think we are going to lose some Avengers now. Who knows who's going to come back?
Well, a lot of contracts are already up.
Yeah.
And you're right. In comic book movies, nobody stays dead. In comic books.
And the movie's different because
the thing is, in the movies, actors get older.
Well, even the villains are all dying in the movies.
Well, first off, Marvel doesn't have any villain. Marvel MCU doesn't have any.
Rest in peace, Loki.
Okay,
so Infinity. You liked it?
I loved it. It's great.
Was it on your top?
But I think probably top 3.
Yeah.
As far as movies go, probably number
That's why I'm
3.
thinking somewhere 3 or 4.
I put it in 2.
Really?
Yeah. I'd say 2 also.
Wow, that's really high.
And for me, it's number 3. Aquaman is number 1 right now, followed by Black Panther, and then
Wonder Woman.
That was a couple years back.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I just see too much trailers for the new one.
Just stick with last year.
And then and Infinity number 3, right there. To round up, I know it's not a comic book movie, but A Star Is Born was pretty legit.
Well, we're not talking comic book movies. I have to always have at least one horror movie.
Well,
in my
okay,
top 5.
hold on,
Oh, and
because
Halloween, yeah.
okay, A Star Is Born. Technically, Rocket Raccoon was in that movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
He wasn't wielding a machine gun.
You never saw the movie, so you don't know.
Yeah, right. He had a guitar.
No,
No, for horror, as far as I go, it was a really tough decision. I enjoyed A Quiet Place. I loved A Quiet Place. I loved Halloween because it was very okay. A lot of people told me it was too actiony, or I heard it was too actiony.
Really?
I like that there were scenes where Michael Myers was genuinely scary. Again. He was
Yeah.
scary. He was scary as hell. In certain
Halloween
scenes.
was like a sequel to the first one.
That's what made it great too. There was
great
nostalgia
movie.
no.
to
The
it.
thing is that there was a direct sequel. They like number 2 never happened.
Yeah.
It was number 1. Then there was this one. That was it.
But-
and they specifically put down he only kills on Halloween.
But
Right.
you had a feeling like if you're watching the original one and watching this one, it just like back to back. Like this was so good
Yeah.
from the other movies that came out in the
That's
past.
what I'm saying. Is there was a lot of nostalgia to it because of Michael Myers. He had a lot of the scariness to him that was alive back in '78 when he did the movie. So Halloween was, I think, for me, it was either Halloween or Bird Box. I like Bird Box because it was really original. It was really different. I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of people are gonna give me crap
No,
about that.
Bird
That's
Box.
fine.
Bird
That's
Box
cool.
was, and you know what ruined Bird Box was all those stupid memes everyone started,
Yeah,
or
the
that
challenges.
and the challenges. That's what ruined Bird Box.
It became
Now,
an internet joke.
For me, it's kind of like my 5th. Obviously, Halloween's in there, but A Quiet Place. To me, it was original. When I watched it in theater, it was annoying that I could hear people chewing their popcorn because it was so quiet in there. Then it's kind of like, you're ruining it, but they're gonna hear you. You know.
Okay, my problem though with A Quiet Place, it was really, really great. It was amazing. But at the very end, why didn't the dad like throw a pebble or something? He didn't have to scream. He could have made any sound in the entire world. He didn't have to scream. He could have distracted it. How far do you think he could have thrown a stone? 150 yards, something? I don't know.
that's true. But then
He didn't have to die. He didn't have to. It was.
But
they made it
then-
impactful for the movie.
right.
Yeah.
See, it wouldn't have been as impactful if he didn't die.
But he didn't have to. It was a meaningless death to me.
Yeah, but at that point, when you're protecting your kids, it's
You
kind of like the
sacrifice.
first thing you're gonna think of is like that, because he could have easily have done the same thing and ran, and then grabbed rocks along the way.
Actually, no, because I believe from what I remember, and I only saw the movie like once, and from what I remember, there was a part at that earlier in the film where somebody did like throw rocks or did something like that and tried to make a noise in a different place, and those creatures figured out where the noise came from.
The direction.
Yeah,
because
they did like triangulate or whatever it was and figured out where the noise came from. So technically, no matter what he was gonna do, it was either him or them.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again.
I seen it in Chinese letters, so I couldn't understand what was going on. Sorry, mine was
Wait.
Mine was
They
bootleg.
did not talk, and you still
Well,
had
I couldn't
subtitles.
read it. I couldn't read it. Yeah.
Bootleg.
I got a bootleg. Sorry, guys.
But again, there's no words in almost the whole entire movie.
Yeah, but you want to see what they're saying. I'm
There's
like,
nothing. They're not saying anything.
I couldn't understand nothing. I'm
They
like,
had was like 10 words throughout the whole movie.
Wait, you don't know sign language?
I'm like, I can't
No.
read. I can't read what's going on because it's in Chinese.
It was forced in a comic book.
I'm pretty sure it said right there. It's quiet. It's quiet.
I
It's
couldn't-
quiet. Just
I didn't
over and
understand
over
what
again.
it said though.
Wait, he admitted to watching a bootleg. Does
Yeah.
that make this an accessory to his crime?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't hear a thing.
No, I heard it. He is able to be found at.
You guys, what about Bohemian Rhapsody? That was in my top 5.
Oh yeah, that was a great
I
movie.
loved
Great
Bohemian
movie.
Rhapsody.
That guy did a excellent job. Amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
No, I really did enjoy the movie a lot. I
If
felt
that-
bad for Freddie Mercury. It made me like really, really feel bad for Freddie Mercury because kind of like you see the celebrity who probably has it all, but behind the scenes he is alone.
Yeah, but realistically, that's usually the problem with most celebrities. I mean, I think I even had this conversation with one of my kids where, would you want to have that kind of fame, or would you want to have the kind of, fame behind the scenes where nobody really knows your name?
Well, that's the problem that Norma Jean had. Yeah, for people that don't know, Norma Jean was Marilyn Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
She said everyone loves Marilyn Monroe and nobody loves Norma Jean.
Right.
who she really was. Marilyn Monroe was just a character to her, but to the world, that's who she was. And I think that's why she fell into this big depression because, again, nobody loved Norma Jean.
Right. But the really cool thing about Bohemian Rhapsody.
All right, guys, if we make mistakes, we're still having issues with the time loop.
Yeah.
Again.
You read? What was that?
The cool thing about the movie was the rest of the members of the band, they were the ones that basically brought the movie forward. So they were the ones that said, okay, this is what happened. You know what I mean? And the cool thing was that they didn't, I noticed that they didn't hold back on the fact that they had issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't like, I didn't feel like they were blaming all on him either. I felt like they all kind of copped to certain things, and then they all ended up coming together at, near the end.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it's kind of, they did describe how they did not like the other one's ideas.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know what I mean?
And I really did like that. Was kind of like, let's just work it out. My song will be on the album. Your
right.
song will be on the album, but it's your song better than mine.
And I actually like the part that they actually showed that each one of the members contributed something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you don't see that in a lot of bands.
It was a good Freddie Mercury movie, but it was excellent because it showed a lot of Queen too.
Yeah.
The whole story behind
like the part where they got I forget his name, but the one guy's doing the high tone voice, yeah, and Freddie keeps telling him like higher.
I can't hear that song.
So I mean, there's no way, there's no way that he would have got that way, that part, without him. So it's cool. It was really cool.
How long it took to just record a song?
Or no, just when everyone was at Oz, they don't want to do like synthesized music and disco because that was a thing. And he wrote another one, Bites the Dust?
Yeah.
He just started playing the chord, and they're like, oh, that sounds really, really good. They decided, let's give it a shot, which is amazing.
Well, I didn't even know about the 2-minute song that you couldn't play on the radio and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I knew about that because back then, if it was too long, they wouldn't play it.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch the Mike Myers Wayne's World reference?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Did I?
You missed it? He was the producer that said no teenagers are going to be sitting in their car rocking out.
Yeah.
He's playing.
Yeah, I remember that now. And like, wait a minute, you're right. And that's I think a lot of people laughed at that because they got it because it was Wayne. And I think that's the sole reason why they got him for that role.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because
that was just a throwback.
The whole entire movie, and you got Mike Myers.
Yeah, but it was a good way to just throw him in there, just to kind of give that connection. You know what I mean? For the fans, that was just a great way to do that.
Any other movies out there, you guys?
Venom.
Going back to our top fives now. So I have to say I agree with James. Infinity War, Black Panther, Aquaman, but I would put Bird Box and Bohemian Rhapsody in my top five.
Aquaman, you guys see how well Aquaman's doing on the?
Yeah, number one DC movie.
$1 billion.
Yep.
Ching ching.
So what do you guys think about that? I mean, do you guys have opinions on this? I mean, do you guys even care whether it makes $1 billion?
I like the movie. Like, so far, there are some good DC movies, some better ones. But I've never had a problem with what's going on with the DCU as far as since the beginning of Man of Steel. Granted, there's other ones like Dark Knight, and all and Tim Burton's versions of DC. But I don't have an issue. It doesn't have to be like, okay, well, this broke box record. Who cares? It's a good movie. It's made for me. It's kind of like it's a movie made for fans.
Yeah, and see, that's kind of the weird thing about it because I'm glad that it did well. Because obviously, when a comic book movie does well, that means we get more comic book movies. Yeah. But on the flip side, it's like, okay, so why did this movie, do so well compared to everybody else? And there's other movies that I think, not comic book movies, not DC movies, but there's other movies that have done better job at being a full movie, and they don't make half the amount of money that this one made. Why?
And they get a sequel, you mean?
Yeah.
I think because Hollywood changes a lot of stuff in comic book movies. And remember in the beginning, everybody was complaining about Aquaman's suit, that it wouldn't work, the orange and yellow suit. Even
orange and green.
Yeah, even
yellow and green.
And Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, it's orange and green.
It all depends on what Earth you're on.
Well, and even in Batman vs Superman, they didn't use the original one because they said it wouldn't work. What happened in the movie? They put him even in a horse, seahorse.
Yeah.
And wow, was that amazing to see. I mean, if you keep it how we all.
I like more the octopus playing the drum.
Oh yeah.
Do you think?
classic.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe the reason why this movie did so well is because there was a lot of stuff that was underwater that we've never seen before?
Well, if you think about it, Wonder Woman did really well too.
Yeah.
I think these standalone movies.
Yeah, but
a lot of people today aren't as familiar with Wonder Woman as like the older women generation. No, I mean a lot of older women know Wonder Woman from the old TV show,
right? Linda Carter,
or because they followed it. Yeah, we haven't had a Wonder Woman since then. Aquaman, we've never had a big Aquaman movie, so it's really cool to see these people get their origins. You learn who these characters are. Now we know Black Manta's going to be hunting him down. Now we know he has help. So now we know he has at least an arch nemesis.
Because that should have been in the beginning. We should have got origins of everybody before we got them all together.
Agree and disagree.
You agree on what?
I agree on origin stories on characters that we don't know much, or that not your average comic book person knows about.
Okay.
But I don't need an origin story for Superman, Batman.
Well, yeah, for the ones that everybody knows.
That's what I'm saying.
And the thing is that origin stories are required for these characters. Now, Marvel is big as far as cinematic goes, but you also have to remember these are not they're the A team now, but they were the D team when Iron Man.
Right before the movies came out.
The movies came out, and I think that's what DC needs to do is let's promote these because everyone laughed at Aquaman. He has the same powers as SpongeBob.
Yeah,
that's it. And he was mocked. As a matter of fact, even Robot Chicken. They make
definitely.
Now you put a big Samoan, which fits as an Islander as Aquaman. To me, as opposed to this blonde, blue-eyed guy, it works, and it's kind of like as ridiculous. He makes it look good. The attitude that he has. Right. He makes fun of himself to a point. He's a badass. He loves to drink beer, and it works.
See, and that's the other point that I'm wondering about. Was it because of Jason Momoa? Was it because of the guy that looks great with the shirt off the entire time, or is it because that's the way the character is portrayed? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
I think Jason Momoa helped because if you look at our Captain America, Chris Evans is an excellent Captain America. He kind of really encapsulates the character. Any comic book I look at, I'm like, oh, Chris Evans, right? If we get a really, really good portrayal of a great hero, then it's going to go hand in hand. It's going to be successful. People are going to want to see more of this person in this role.
Okay, so you guys agree that maybe this movie just portrayed Aquaman in a really great way that nobody was expecting, or
only referred to Aquaman as the guy who would talk to fish.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't explain it. How it's kind of like because his skin is so thick that bullets can pass it because the depths of the ocean.
Right, and the pressure.
And also the same. That's how he gets strength and whatever the case is. He was just a guy that talked to fish. There's more to his powers or his abilities, because I wouldn't even call him powers because he doesn't really have that many.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's just because of where he's at.
He was born that way.
Yeah. So I think the portrayal of what he can do helped out the movie as well.
Like, I think certain characters should get a origin story. Like, I wouldn't mind getting Flash origin, a Cyborg. I wouldn't want a Batman origin or a Superman or a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, anybody that's done already.
I don't know about a Flash though. I think maybe we really wouldn't need much of a Flash origin story either. Though.
About his dad, why he's in prison.
Yeah, but you have to remember there's the
TV show.
Yeah, the TV show's already done it.
I mean, granted, you have to watch the TV show, but still, I mean, give me an origin story about the Question. Give me an origin story about the Plastic Man.
Well, we are gonna need.
We're getting a plastic movie.
We are gonna need an origin story for Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody really knows a whole lot about Shazam either.
Well, see, the thing about DC is that
or Captain Marvel.
People are getting confused too because they're mixing all these comic books in one movie. Like, how we get the 52 comics, the Rebirth. They're all mixing everything up because if you've seen Aquaman, it had a lot of 52 in this movie, and if people didn't read the 52, they're gonna get confused in a lot of stuff, or because they went from the original Aquaman to the 52 to what it's now.
I don't think that's such a bad thing because if you look at Avengers Infinity War, it didn't exactly follow the formula either.
And Aquaman, if you guys didn't know who was the octopus, it's because you didn't read the original comic books. People are just gonna see an octopus and laugh about it. But if you know,
but that's the whole part. Is that part is fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying like
even if you don't read the comic book, I don't think you need like original origin, 52 origin, whatever origin. They just need a basic great origin for people to get behind.
But another thing I think they had too were great villains. I loved Orm. He was so awesome. He was an amazing villain. Yeah. And then they introduced Black Manta in such a way that was awesome too. They were just really, really good villains. And I love a good villain, and they were awesome villains.
Well, I think because of the success of Aquaman and the way they kind of brought it back more to the comic book realism, as far as like the villains go, as far as the way the costumes look. And I think that and what we're going to see with Shazam, because, oh my God, those trailers look so good.
Now, the thing is that they took the Iron Man route. With Iron Man, the first Iron Man, they stuck close to the origins of the story. And, the Mach 1 suit, the Mach 2 suit, the Mach 3 suit, and that's exactly who Iron Man is. So, I think that's what worked for them is they took the Iron Man route where it's kind of like they stuck 100% to the origin.
See, I thinking if they, it's easy. If you keep it original stories from what everybody knows, you'll do a good movie. And I'm gonna throw something out there like Bumblebee. That's an example. They went like old school Bumblebee, and it did good. So, if you change a lot of stuff that we grew up with, it's gonna be hard to get into.
Are you putting that in your top 5?
Yes.
All right. I like Bumblebee.
Yes.
But you know what though? One of my favorite films of 2018 that hits my top 5 though is got to be Ready Player One.
I forgot
that movie, dude. I still watch it now, and I'm just like, oh my
God.
God.
It's on my phone, like Ready
right?
Player.
Yeah.
Did you read
I love that a little bit. Okay. I didn't really get a chance to like fully read it before the movie came out.
I wanted to read it before I watched it, so needless to say, I haven't read it and I haven't seen it.
What?
I know. I'm sorry.
Get out.
Wasn't that another movie? Get Out?
Oh yeah, another one.
I don't think it came out this year.
Yeah, that was 2018.
Really?
That was 2018. Let's not get into that.
Get out! Now, Bumblebee was disappointing to me, and here's why. Because I saw Aquaman, and then I followed it with Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
So it's kind of like I'm telling people that I went with, kind of like it's good, but it's no Aquaman.
Oh yeah, it happened.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
For me, the story was all right. One thing that I'm asking you guys is, did you like it because of the story and where it went, or because of the nostalgia of the original characters that came out?
I think it reminded me a lot of E.T.
So nostalgia.
Yeah.
So,
for me,
E.T.,
yeah.
but not good.
For me, it was nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah.
just all the nostalgia points.
That's exactly my point. So it's kind of like, because the story was all right. I mean, granted, they got to make it match up to the first one that Michael Bay did.
But there's points on that people are even trying to prove that it's not necessarily. I mean, it almost feels like they're trying to match it up, but it still doesn't positively connect.
How?
Okay, for instance, with the very first Transformers movie, Bumblebee was here. He was a Camaro, but Optimus and none of the other Autobots were here. So Bumblebee was the only one that was here. So how is at the end of Bumblebee do they show Optimus Prime?
It happened to change from a VW bug to the same exact Camaro.
No. Right, but Optimus Prime was there.
The ending credit.
No, and I get that.
So does he leave again and then come back?
At the same time, the same thing could be said about Marvel's. Marvel movies, because there's so much inconsistency.
I think it's not connected to the original ones, because the way they left it in the end, it's a whole different.
Well, the rumors are that there's going to be more after Bumblebee. So other stories or whatever are going to happen, and then eventually it'll probably connect to Michael Bay's.
We'll see. I'm just getting a little burnt out on Transformers.
I think there's almost
It's alright. It's alright. You're a Transformer hater.
Explode so many things before I get tired.
See, and this one didn't get me confused watching the fights when the robots fights. Because in the other ones, I'm like, who's who? Because they all looked like. At least this one, you could tell like who's who, and there wasn't that many.
Well, it's real easy. There's Autobots and Decepticons.
The Autobots, the Michael Bay ones, they all look the same.
Yeah.
and then you just get confused because there's so many at once.
Well, yeah, because what NEEHIGH is saying is like with Michael Bay's, all the Transformers look very similar, but in the original Autobots, I mean Generation 1, you could tell a difference. Even when they were Transformers robots, you could tell.
I want to let you guys know, if you guys look at our archive, you'll find one where these guys told me that Tomb Raider might be better than Raiders of the Lost Ark. So take that.
No, and that's not what we said. That's not what we said. We said it was like better than the last one.
Anything was better than the last one. I'll give it any Transformer movie better than the last one. I'll give it like, what was it, like Last Night, Dark Knight, whatever. What was that one, last Transformer movie?
The Last Night.
The Last Night was better than the last Indiana Jones, but you guys said better than Indiana Jones. Period. No.
Take it as you will.
What else would you put on your top 5 that would be dead?
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, you guys pretty much nail it there. I mean, I got Bumblebee.
Yeah, so my number 5 will be Venom.
A low number 5.
Yeah, number 5, decent Eminem.
Okay. Why Venom? Well, first of all, does anybody else have Venom on their number 5? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so why is number 5?
Because I was surprised I liked it that much. I mean,
it was
better than what I expected.
No, and I would agree with you. It's better than what I expected as well.
But you're a big Spider-Man fan.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, the only disappointing thing about that was no Spider-Man.
Okay, well, let me ask you this really quick. What was it about the movie that, like, what part of the movie to you was like the best? That stands out.
I like the two personalities. You know how Venom and Eddie Brock talk to each other. I thought that was really cool, the way they did it.
That had charm.
Are you talking about like that specific scene when they're separated, or are you talking about throughout the movie?
Throughout the whole movie, because they made it seem like 2 characters instead of 1.
Yeah.
So I like that. I don't know. I just
my words exactly.
Look, it was a good movie for what it was. It's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. Issues that I had with it is it the symbiote or symbiote? How do they call it in the movie? Symbiote.
Symbiote.
Anyway, symbiote.
Yeah.
The symbiote. He already had the name Venom, and he's like, "Oh, my name is Venom. Hi, Eddie. How are you?" Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of like, no,
I'm hungry.
Together, they're Venom. You know, that's who they are together. Is Venom. He didn't have a name. He didn't have characteristics. Now, the way they portrayed Eddie Brock, for me, he was a scumbag. You know what I mean? And they kind of portrayed that a little bit, but nah, he was a scumbag. He altered pictures. He lied about stories. He made all that stuff up to get in the limelight. As far as Eddie Brock goes,
it was all about him.
Exactly. And over time, things changed. He wasn't a good guy who, you know, his wife, you know, I think it was all his wife needed help, and things changed for him. That's not how he was a scumbag.
They for the time limit of the movie, obviously they had to kind of speed things up.
When I went to see the movie, I didn't even think about the comic book. I just wanted to see, because if you go in mind with comic book, you know, and try to be like, oh, with this and this, it wouldn't work. I just want to see the movie and Venom.
But that's what you just said about.
Well, I mean, like
Aquaman. You're like,
Aquaman's different. You gotta, you know, the movies were different because of the budgets.
The budgets?
Budget movies. You know, this was like
budget. That's the difference.
Well, no, I mean, you just made the case of like, okay, this guy needs an origin story.
No, but I mean, because nobody believed in Sony didn't even believe in this movie. They didn't be like, oh, here's
they believed in the movie because they made it.
Yeah, but they didn't put a lot of money towards the movie.
But realistically, though, if you think about it, the way that it was done was exactly what was needed in order for the movie to be successful. No. If they had put more money into it, it wouldn't have been successful because it wouldn't have made all that money back. They put in the right amount of money in order for it to be successful for the amount of money that it made.
Did the character look great? Yes. Did the story need improving?
Yes.
Did they need to explain more about the backstory? Yes, because you definitely, even though Todd McFarlane, who created Venom, said you could do this story without Spider-Man, I would disagree.
Yeah, I would.
You need Spider-Man to make Venom. Who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line, we're in an age of reboots and remakes. So,
well, we kind of talked about that before, where it's possible that further down the line that the two might come together into a movie. which is still my hope too.
That's the talk. Like after I believe they say in the third movie, Spider-Man would appear.
But now you have.
It could happen in the next movie.
Now you got to turn a good guy into a bad guy.
No, because
because you got Carnage.
the second movie. The second movie is gonna be based on Carnage and Venom, and then the third, or maybe they'll introduce Spider-Man there.
Well, you could have Spider-Man come into the second movie and have Spider-Man and Venom team up against Carnage, which is originally how it worked out.
That's true.
One thing I didn't like about it is it was rated R, and in the previews they depicted a lot of Venom being a violent, gory, eating person. Okay, I didn't see no blood. I didn't see no heads rolled. Okay, supposedly he eat these people's heads, but he really just gave us the idea that he was eating.
They would pan away.
Yeah, I wanted to see blood. Okay, maybe it's just me. Okay, but I'm the PG-13 movies. They're cool, but I mean, I don't know. Violence is
It's great.
Yeah, if it's rated R, it's good. I like the violence.
Now, granted,
I'm sorry. He's gonna be eating people's heads. I want to see him eat people's heads.
The one thing that nobody talked about was actually Deadpool. Deadpool didn't.
True.
And Deadpool was a great movie.
I like Deadpool 1 better.
No, yeah, but I mean, we're talking about 2018.
Did you watch the new one, the Once Upon a Time Deadpool?
No, Once Upon a Deadpool. No, I didn't.
Nah.
Okay.
That would have been like watching Venom then.
Okay, but you do know Venom was actually PG-13. It didn't get the R rating.
Oh no, it didn't.
No, it didn't. It didn't. So that's the reason.
And it said it was going to be R-rated, and then they pulled back.
The whole reason they went PG-13 because of Spider-Man. Because if they want to use them, it has to be a PG-13 movie.
Okay, then another thing I didn't appreciate was the, like you said, the lackluster story.
Yeah.
At one point, what was it? I hate this line. Let's go save the world. Oh.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's kind of like all that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of cheesy, some stuff. I was just like, give me a break. Wasn't there a couple parts?
Exactly my point.
There was a couple parts in the movie where Venom actually was like saying stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, where the hell? How did you learn that language?
Yeah,
where did you get those from?
Yeah, it's just okay.
Anyways, okay.
I went into it without any kind of. I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to be. I'm trying not to be prejudiced about. There's no Spider-Man, no comic book origin. But it was just a cheesy movie to me.
But it worked. For me, it worked.
Well, it worked better.
It worked for the masses.
I mean,
it was very just bland. It's not something. It's something.
I mean, it was a good Venom movie. Just like just to introduce the character Venom. It was good for what it was.
Yeah, and I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I'm not guilty. I mean, I did buy the Venom so I could have and watch whenever I'm bored or whatever the case is. But I'll watch Suicide Squad before I watch Venom.
No.
Ooh, wow.
No.
To me, they're on the same tier of kind of.
Yeah, they're like.
I agree with that.
If someone else is watching it and it's on in the background,
I'll watch Venom before I watch Suicide Squad.
Now I have 2 DVDs in my hand. One of them is Venom. The other one's Suicide Squad.
Venom.
It's got Batman.
Yeah, I'd have to say Suicide Squad too.
Suicide Squad. You see?
I'm sorry. I'm a DC fan, but.
Not right now, you're not.
No, I'm not.
But he's a Spider-Man fan before he's a DC fan.
I wasn't a fan of Suicide Squad. I didn't like the movie at all.
It couldn't be better than Venom, though. It couldn't be as bad as Venom.
And eventually, we will get to the Harley Quinn stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birds of Prey.
So I guess for me,
not right now.
Not in my top 5, but I think for me it was the disappointing movie for me. I expected a lot from Venom. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I set my standard high. But I wanted it to be a good Venom movie. I wanted a good Venom movie. I didn't want this lackluster. Here he is. Check him out. He's gonna save the world.
Yeah, he didn't even portray him as a good anti-hero, which Deadpool did. Deadpool was a pretty good anti-hero. You could tell. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to care, but he feels like he has to. And with Venom, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm here to destroy the world, but guess what? You changed my mind. You complete me.
Yeah, you do.
And what was with the cheesy goodbyes? Goodbye, Eddie. I was like, oh God, so cringeworthy. I can't.
Yeah.
So you can't.
No.
You see, and so
okay,
I'm gonna put Venom on my low 5 as far as worst. Number 1 will probably be Transformers. As for my worst movie.
For Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're not friends.
What else is out there that was like Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins might have squeaked Bumblebee up a little bit.
My worst one will be Once Upon a Time Deadpool.
Well, why would you go watch that when it's Deadpool 2? Just
because
PG.
you figure they're gonna change a lot of stuff, and they didn't.
Nothing.
But I don't know. I had to support it no matter what. I probably was the only one in the theater.
Because you're a Marvel fan.
No, the only thing I would support it because some of the money did go to cancer research. Yeah. That was the only reason I was going to support it.
I was there, everybody, so just leave it like
10
that.
10 cents a ticket, you didn't make a difference.
Yeah, right.
Well, my 10 cents is some kind of difference.
So okay, let's do real quick. What do you guys think was like your worst movie of the year? Which one gets a Razzie?
I don't know if you guys saw Mary Poppins.
No, I didn't.
I saw it.
I love Mary Poppins when I was a kid growing up. The sequel, it didn't have
the original Mary Poppins.
Her charm, her personality, in a way you could say. It wasn't horrible. I just think they just tried to repeat everything that was good in the first one. And I really do love Mary Poppins, the original one. This one I went into is kind of like, it was typical, let's do everything that we did in the first one all over again.
Yeah, I didn't get that, to be honest with you. I mean, I actually enjoyed it. I thought it had just the right amount of nostalgia for the first movie, and at the same time still doing a different story, a sequel, because it was about the kids. Not even about the kids, it was about the original kids, and they were just grown up.
Yeah.
I actually liked it, though.
My worst movie was that Winnie the Pooh movie.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm done with these Disney remakes. Everyone's so excited about Dumbo, and everyone's so excited about... I'm like, it's the same. You guys are going to pay money to go see the same movie. Well, yeah, but
it's live action, though.
No, that doesn't make a difference. Okay? The Pooh movie, I'm going to tell you why I didn't like the Pooh movie. Okay?
I don't watch it.
There were scenes with Pooh that were supposed to be cute for little kids, and then there were scenes with the adults that were supposed to be for adults. They didn't have a really good medium. It wasn't entertaining for both. They'd say it's supposed to be family friendly or whatever. No, it was. As an adult, I would have easily fallen asleep in the movie theaters. I fell asleep watching it from renting it. It was just it mixed the nostalgia of Pooh with nowadays very badly.
Seeing with me, like I said, Bumblebee. Primarily because I know a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. I love to see Optimus Prime as an original look. Same thing with the other Transformers. But again, that goes into the nostalgia. I would watch the hell out of the remake of the Transformers movie cartoon.
Oh yeah, of course.
If it was live action, I would watch the hell out of that. I would cry,
right?
But I would still watch the hell out of it. But again, I just couldn't get behind it. Especially nothing against John Cena. But John Cena really didn't have a personality in this movie for me. No. That's it.
For me, I think the worst movie of 2018 would have to be that Tom Cruise, The Mummy.
Oh, that was so bad.
I'm kind of like NEEHIGH.
Me, I liked it, of course.
The Mummy?
Yeah.
That was last year, right?
I thought that was 17.
That was not.
That was 2018, wasn't it?
No.
I'm pretty sure that was this past summer.
My worst was the second sequel
for Deadpool. We get it.
Oh, the Harry Potter one. What is the beast?
Oh, Fantastic.
You didn't like that?
That was pretty good.
Oh, that was a good one too.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
I didn't like the second.
Again, you're trying to realize what his movies are like.
Your Patronus must be
I like the first one.
My Patronus is Batman. You're just mad because I said it.
So?
Yeah, but I think that one wasn't actually. It was actually pretty decent. But it didn't make my top 5. Was Mission Impossible.
I heard a lot of good things about Mission
Primarily because of Henry Cavill, because he played a really great.
I still like that movie.
No, he played a really. Like I said, it was good.
And now,
didn't make my top 5.
Now they've actually got plans for 2 more. Same director. Yeah, and they're gonna film both of them back to back.
But it's got no Superman in it.
I have no idea.
He died. Unless he could come back from a gaping hole in his head and the helicopter crash. Clones. Never mind. Figured it out. Clones.
Yep. See.
Okay, so then moving on.
Wait. I want to hear his worst. NEEHIGH.
My worst?
He said Deadpool 3.
Yeah, I got to think about it. My brain's not all there. I'm coming back.
Well, no, you just said something right now that I'm like, wait a minute.
I wasn't a fan of the second one. That
Oh, yeah, that's
Harry
right.
Potter,
he didn't like the Harry
Fantastic
Potter.
Beasts.
It wasn't Harry Potter.
Fantastic Beasts. It was 2, man.
It was the same world.
Just
like all the Transformers movies.
Transformers good. I'm sorry. We gotta fight.
Okay, moving on.
TV shows?
Let's do series. Now, not just TV shows like Channel 5 and 11, but cable TV, Netflix, Hulu, all that. Everything.
We live in an amazing age.
Right?
Where it's kind of like it's not the top 3 networks anymore.
No.
I mean,
No.
movies from Netflix are getting nominated for Academy Awards.
They're
and
great.
They're amazing.
They're really good. And what's really cool about it is like Netflix movies now have like release dates. They put up posters and everything for it. It's like a movie release.
What's funny is when they have limited release in theaters and people go to theaters when like you have Netflix at home,
right?
It's on there.
Even the shows that they come at Netflix, like shows, are really good.
You know what I think is funny? It's okay. I used to put Netflix in chill because the Netflix shows were boring, so I needed something to do while it was on in the background. But now I'm like, girl, get off me. I'm watching this movie.
Yeah,
This is a Netflix exclusive. You better back
They
up.
got a lot of good shows.
Let's do like favorite series of the year, like new series, something that's been on for like 5 or 6 seasons.
My favorite was Castlevania.
Season 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Castlevania season 2 was so good. They blue balled me a little bit with season 1 because they did like 4 short episodes and just left me wanting so much more.
And a year and a half later,
they delivered. Castlevania 2 was so great. It had a lot of nostalgia from the games. It had a lot of the Dracula lore. There's so many ways they could go with it.
It's bloody as hell.
Yes.
Really?
It was the animation, the fight scenes, everything. To me, I watched it I binge watched it. It was great.
Well, mine was Titans. I was surprised about this show. It was really good.
no, Titans was really good. I really did like Titans.
For those of you that don't know, that's on the DC app.
Yeah, DC app, the DC Universe app, the new one.
And if you're watching it over abroad, I think Netflix does that.
Netflix has it anywhere that's not United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, this show was really good. Like, it surprised me because this was also a lot of stuff was from the comic books, from the original Teen Titans comic books.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to agree with NEEHIGH on that one. Titans was like, because I was one of those people that like when I saw that first trailer for Titans, I was like, oh my god, what is this? F Batman, give me a break. What are you doing? Yeah. And I saw it was all dark, and I was like, what is this? Zack Snydering it up or what? But I saw it, and every episode to me was like way better than I expected.
No, it was. And when Dick Grayson left Batman, even in the comic books, that was his mentality.
Right.
He hated Batman because he felt that he turned him into
who he was,
and he hated him for that.
Yeah, and the series shows that. The series shows that he's still struggling to try and figure out who he wants to be. And he's like, he's psychologically been messed up because of what he's gone through with
and he feels
Batman.
that every time he puts that mask on,
so it makes sense.
He becomes this dark entity.
I don't know if you guys remember when it first showed the Firestar costume. Everybody was like, oh man, it sucks. She's gonna be bad in this movie. She was. Now, she's pretty good. She's good at
the whole entire cast is pretty good.
Yeah.
I even like if you guys haven't watched it, there's one episode where they introduced Doom Patrol.
Yeah, Doom.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was really, really good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drewski.
That's all right.
Well, they introduced a lot of
that's your fault for not catching up.
I know. I'm sorry.
They even Hawk and Dove were good.
Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, Huckleberry Finn.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
It was really good. If you guys do yourself a favor and really watch that series. For me, it was I haven't finished it all the way, but Krypton turned out to be a better show than what it was.
Krypton's
than what
really
I thought
good.
it was
That's true.
Be. They brought in a proper amount of Superman lore,
right?
And they introduced it to like Superman's his grandfather, and they made a decent story out of it. It's his grandfather.
Is it great?
No,
Great grandfather?
His great grandfather is in it.
Oh, he's the one that died at the beginning.
Yeah, and they explained like the fortress and all that good stuff.
Drewski, have you seen any of that?
I haven't seen Krypton.
Dude, you're like 3 years behind. You just barely started Legion season 1.
I haven't watched very many shows.
He's been in the negative zone longer than we have.
I think I watched it until when they introduced Brainiac. That was the last episode I watched.
That was like the first episode.
Yeah, no, it was like the.
When you physically saw.
Yeah, when he finally arrives on the planet.
Okay. Yeah, no. But
you're close. You're close.
But Doomsday was in it. Zod is in it.
Is it
Adam Strange?
Lobo's gonna be in the next season, right?
Yeah, I think that's what they said. Lobo's gonna show up.
Yeah. And I know it's not a series, but the CW crossover.
Oh yeah.
Of Elseworld was
that's
great.
Right. Elseworlds was amazing.
And now it just got greenlit, so she's gonna have her own show now.
Yeah.
And they cast a couple people already.
Drewski, did you watch any of that?
I did not.
Dude, okay. First of all, Elseworlds is only 3 episodes.
You don't
When
need
I-
to watch the whole.
You don't have to watch. You don't have to catch up or anything like that. You don't need to know what's going on. Just watch those 3 episodes.
The first one is Supergirl.
Yeah, it's one episode of
Well, yeah,
Supergirl,
yeah.
one episode of
It had numbers, so it was 1,
Arrow,
2, 3.
one episode of Flash, and that's all you gotta do is just watch those 3 episodes that are marked Elseworlds,
Okay.
and you won't be lost, dude.
Yeah.
You won't be lost at all.
And we're telling you, you have to watch it.
Check in with me on the next episode.
Right.
Let you guys know what I thought of that.
Really good.
Really good.
This is the kind of crossover I've been waiting for them to do. And then they dropped that teaser at the very end, and I'm like, dude, they're really stepping up game.
Yeah.
What about, have you guys been up to, watching Black Lightning?
I've fallen back on this season. I have watched a few episodes.
I'm a
Actually,
little- I'm a little
kind of
behind.
into. I got to catch up on Gotham because I know there's a final
Gotham,
season.
I got caught up on that.
You can wait.
Yeah.
Gotham's not doing
Yeah.
anything much.
Well, it's a
Really?
It's a final season, and it
Final
leads up
season.
to Batman. So
Final
The
season,
last-
there's only like 10 episodes.
Okay.
I think they're on like episode 4 right now.
There are 5. The last 5, the 5 episodes that I've been watching, they're kind of slow right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying there's not much happening, so you
Yeah.
could probably wait till the whole thing comes out. Maybe wait till it comes out on Netflix and then just binge the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not that.
One one series I really liked this year. Was also a season 2 was Big Mouth. I don't know if you guys.
Oh,
know.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. When I introduced Big Mouth, you're like,
Parental guidance
Oh,
suggested.
Yes.
They're picking up season 3, right?
hilarious.
I think so.
Oh, man, hilarious,
From
yeah.
Start to finish. I
Yeah.
did not stop.
Oh,
laughing.
my God.
A lot of reminders of the awkward
Age.
Not for kids. This is not for kids.
Not at all.
Yeah,
But it was great.
And actually, realistically, I think this is more of a show for like adult
Yeah.
because
Oh,
even if you are going through it,
No,
you know,
you
in your
shouldn't.
teens,
Yeah,
you still don't understand what's going on.
And the reason you shouldn't watch it when you're going through the changes that they show
Yeah,
on the show,
yeah.
it gives you ideas.
Yeah, just FYI, it's basically a cartoon about puberty,
Going through, yeah.
but it's like really dirty,
How can you make a
raunchy
cartoon about
puberty
teenagers
Two pubic
having
hairs.
sex without being
animation.
exactly.
I do want to throw out really quick. I don't know if we discussed this before, but I actually really do like. I wanted to say Galaxy Quest.
Oh,
Oh, you're talking about the Seth MacFarlane
Yeah, the Seth MacFarlane
season 2?
Orville.
Orville. Yeah, I don't know what it is
Still
about
have
this
not
show.
watched it.
It's the weirdest thing because when I look at it, I'm like, this feels like a really cheap Galaxy Quest ripoff. It's not even that funny, but for some reason I catch myself
cheesy,
wanting to
that's what
watch
it
it
is. It's
over and
cheesy.
over and over again. I don't know what it is about this show.
I hate to say it, but that's how I felt about The Office. I
really?
love The Office, but when the first season and a half, I'm like, why am I still watching this?
Yeah,
piece
and
of crap.
now that
And
you
then I'm
mention
like,
that,
oh my god, this is the greatest show ever.
it's kind of got that dry humor that
Yeah.
The Office has.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to check it out.
I keep on saying that, and I keep on stopping.
I started like maybe the first episode or 2 where he was kind of recruiting everyone. Kind of felt.
Yeah.
watched it when they were
Yeah,
like,
I'm right there with you.
I watched it when they were like in a zoo. That they got trapped and they were like in a zoo.
Never
Oh
watched
yeah, I saw that one too. But it's weird because the show, like, I think it even kind of got drier. Now it's on the second season. Because the first season felt like it was even trying to push the jokes, and this season it feels like it's pulled back a lot more.
What about the latest season of Narcos? Narcos Mexico.
Oh
You
my
guys watch
god,
that?
yeah, not
That
You know,
was
I have not watched any of those.
Dude, those things.
That was a good season.
The Mexican was good, and that brought everybody going back to watch Narco, the original one.
Yes.
Because it's Narcos, I believe it's gonna be season 4. The Mexican
It's
was season,
it's a different season.
but it's like
it's a different season. It's
because
not
it was
about
it
Pablo
was
Escobar.
it was Narco, then it was LA Cartel, and then Mexico. Although the last Mexican
That
was
Rafael, they can keep going. He's what are they?
well, the
called?
next one is gonna be the Chapo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Because he was
Yeah,
introduced.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember now.
Dude, that
That
was
was a good
Am I
good.
the, am I the
It was
only
a
one
good
getting
series.
burnt out on the Chapo already?
No,
And
but
I'm like,
this one-
We're
No,
not.
it's fascinating to see
Yeah.
how these people started from nothing,
Uh-huh.
decided to kill a few people, sell a few drugs,
And
and,
it was
now they're these giant.
It was an
kingpins.
all star.
Because me and you were too white.
If I could kill a few people,
Yeah.
sell a few drugs,
Build-
and end up a
Remember,
billionaire,
Build a wall.
I'm there.
It wasn't even at the time. It wasn't even
I'm
cocaine.
not vanilla. I'm more Mexican vanilla.
Yeah, the cool thing was it wasn't even cocaine.
Cocaine,
It,
it
wasn't
was
like
weed.
a crazy illegal
Yeah,
drug. It was just weed.
Yeah.
I'm white chocolate.
No, hey, that's a good show, and a lot of people have been watching that because it's good.
I like that one too.
Okay, so series done. Comic book wise,
I'm still addicted to Doomsday Clock.
yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it because it's still an ongoing story.
Yep. What are we on? On issue 8?
8 or going into 9.
Right. I think we're going. I think 9's coming out soon.
And even though I haven't read it yet, I've gotten snippets of the Batman Who Laughs story.
Yeah, I've gotten that one. That one's good.
In 2018, there was some good stories, but they're not really memorable enough for me. Like, oh my god,
Are you kidding? Injustice 2?
I read the comic book. I played
Dude,
the video game.
the comic book, it brought Plastic Man out, and he was just so. There were so many huge moments in the Injustice 2.
Injustice 2 was actually really good, though.
Plastic Man, he was epic.
If it was that great, he would have been in the video game.
Batman dons a mech suit and beats the crap out of Zod. Come on now. It wasn't in the video
I haven't
game.
read
So
it.
you're not gonna read. Come on now.
I haven't read it. I haven't read it.
Read it. It's worth it. Injustice 2 was. There were so many huge points, and it takes a lot of advantage.
You know what?
It takes a
We found it.
It takes a big advantage of the
We
different
found that button.
universes
No,
and
and I appreciate it.
And because a lot of people in Injustice, when they die, they stay dead. So you gotta appreciate that in Injustice, because Superman's killing people left and right. That's what made Injustice 2 so great.
I won't be happy until it kills Batman.
Come on, Diamond Knight. You gotta appreciate death.
No, yeah, no. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't read it, but
Well, to you, what was like the one comic book or comic book series or whatever that stuck out for 2018 for you?
That's a good one. That Metal was 2017.
There
That
were
was
big
a
comic book
great
moments.
one.
Yeah.
Comic book moments. I would agree. Actually, Action Comics 1000. That was a big milestone, and now Batman's getting close up to there.
Detective Comics,
Yeah, that one's getting close, but I think 1000
Yeah.
because it lets you know, like, first superhero ever.
Yeah, that would about to be mine too.
Not to mention, we also had fun that night. We went
Yeah,
to the midnight
yeah, we
thing.
went out to the midnight release for that one. That was a lot of fun, and that was like, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, it's the first comic book, first comic book to ever hit 1,000. You know, and it's Superman. I mean, it was like he's like the first
Look how far
superhero.
we've come. As far as pop culture, as far as the pages, the original pages of the comic book, I love that shot of him picking up that car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Epic.
it was good. It was a really good comic book too.
That's the one thing I regret that I did not pick up at Comic-Con last
Really?
year was the Lego figure where he's got that car over his
It was
head.
a Lego.
No,
figure?
it wasn't it like a little car too, like a Hot Wheel one?
No, it was a Lego. Yeah, they had a
They
Hot
had-
Wheel,
they
one,
had
but
the
they
Hot
actually
Wheel.
there's a Lego figure of
Oh,
him doing
okay.
that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't get that, but last year they did a couple things different at Comic Con.
Okay, what about? Did you guys read Mr. Miracle?
No, and
They did a lot with him. They did a
there
lot.
was that started off in 2017 because
Right,
there was a shop that I
No,
used
but
to,
they finished the series in 2018, and it was
it was a great shop.
a great
That
show.
was a great show.
if it was great, it would still be there.
It was right next to
It
the
was
99.
it was all right. Now it was a good shop, but anyway,
I think I saw something about it when we were stuck in the quantum realm.
yeah,
The owner was
Yeah.
quite dashing.
but they didn't have that in stock, so I have to wait for it to be in trade, or hopefully it's going to be put on the DC app pretty soon.
But you know, the problem with that Mr. Miracle though, nobody really knew that it was coming out.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew it was
And
going to
it
be
blew up.
awesome.
And it-
Yeah,
it's hard
and
to
so
get.
it came out, and before anybody even knew it was out,
Everybody
it was
wanted to issue.
gone.
Huge.
It was, yeah. So
Let me ask
it
you
was
something.
really hard to jump onto that bandwagon unless you were one of those lucky ones that to pick it up when it first
Like
came
me,
into the
like
shop.
Like me.
See?
And he still hasn't read it.
I got it too. I didn't.
I read one.
Now, my question is, do you guys want to see lesser known characters get their comeuppance?
If they do it well,
Like,
Are we talking movie, TV, or comic
all of
book?
it.
if it's done well,
Especially with comic
If it's
book.
done well.
Like, for
Like I said,
example,
that's-
Mr. Freeze. No, I'm not. I was trying to remember what it. Mr. Freeze was nothing until Cold Heart came out, and the same thing with Kite Man.
Oh yeah, Kite Man.
And with you know, jokes and riddles.
Mhm.
You know, you got to know the character. Now you have Mr. Miracle, who was, you know, one of Jack Kirby's creations.
Creation, yeah.
And he's kind of like, oh, Mr. Miracle, this is a great. I want to see, and I've said this before, DC and Marvel have a great pantheon
Gaggle.
of Gaggle. You want to go with Gaggle? I was going to go with Pantheon. It's not for
I like gaggles.
I'm not a big gaggler. I like lollygagging.
Yeah, well, yeah. But that really, really need a great beginning and origin story. And I think Mr. Miracle happened to be one of those.
But there is. You're right. And there's been times where somebody has attempted, but just couldn't make it happen. I mean, for instance, Plastic Man just came back out again, but that didn't take off.
Well, Plastic Man has always been a goof, and now they're not portraying. They're portraying him as a goof with a serious badass side.
Right.
That's the same thing with Swamp Thing. They brought him back too.
Yeah,
Swamp Thing has always been amazing.
Swamp Thing's
Yeah,
awesome.
but Swamp Thing had a good run.
Before.
See, that's what I'm saying. So there was other iterations of Swamp Thing that didn't really capture him properly, and people didn't really care for it as much. And they keep trying. And it just doesn't work. You know, Mr. Miracle was just one of those times where they were able to capture lightning in a bottle. You know,
Now, do you think they'll be able to capture it because now they want to give Big Barda her own?
I don't think so.
If you read the Mr. Miracle, the relationship between him and Big Barda was really, really awesome.
No, yeah, I know the relationship between both of them, and I know.
Yeah,
that,
but they did a lot of focus on it in the comic.
But do you think she deserves her own book?
Yeah, see, I don't
think so.
I don't
If
think
it helps,
I don't think
helps
so.
explain a little bit more about Mr. Miracle.
The only way it
Yeah,
could
it's
possibly
worth
happen
the
if you
read.
get the
It's worth
exact
the
same
read.
people that did Mr. Miracle to do Big Barda, maybe.
And I would like to see them move away from them and probably go with the Black Racer.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he's had to deal with some stuff.
Oh yeah. There's a lot. I mean, we don't know.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
there's all
people don't know anything about that.
But yeah, but I mean, as far as books are concerned, you know, I think those are some of the top ones that we saw this year.
And NEEHIGH, anything stick out in your mind?
No, just the Doom Clock.
Doomsday Clock.
No, Batman. Oh yeah, there was one. The Batman. Was it the Knight? The White?
The White Knight was.
Yeah, the White Knight came out last year. Yeah. Did you get that one?
No, I just read it online, but I didn't get it. But they sold out.
Yeah.
What did you think of White Knight? Did you think it was really good,
It
or?
was all right. I mean, I just read
I
one.
thought it was pretty good. I didn't finish the whole thing because again, it started selling out. The thing is that when they start saying like this is a hot book, people start buying it.
Yeah.
But I think so at some of the comic book shops. I mean, it was a good book. Don't get me wrong.
The
But-
first issue was good.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest because, like I said,
I'm
There's
just
no-
waiting. Trades.
Yeah,
Guys,
that's
if you
what I.
guys-
That's
if
what that.
if you guys miss the issues, get the trade.
Yeah, that's a trade. Trade paperbacks are always the best way to capture an entire storyline.
And if you have the books and you ruin the trade, who cares? The books are still.
Oh
safe.
yeah.
One last thing I wanted to point out as far as this year goes in comics that I thought was really, really awesome. We were saying something about origin stories. The symbiote origin story, finding out who the symbiote god was, and finding out his name was Noel, finding out how he's powerful enough to kill, what are they called? What's the word I'm looking for? Celestial. With
Celestial.
One swipe, he decapitated Celestial
Oh,
with one
wow.
swipe. It was awesome to see that the symbiotes stem from this thing that is just so powerful that it could kill a Celestial easily.
Yeah, where all the symbiotes got together and formed the planet to keep them contained.
Almost a hive mind, but not quite.
Yeah, that was a good one, and that's probably one of the better things that has come out of Marvel in a long time.
True that.
See, if there was a comic book shop around,
Yeah.
we could go and be like, "Yo,
Yeah,
let's
get
get
these.
let's get this going."
Put them on the side.
Yeah, I miss having a pull list. Haven't had one in a while.
So we've covered movies, TV shows,
Comic books.
Anything else about 2018 that you guys really?
The Superman
Oh, animated.
animate DC movies.
You saw the.
The Death of Superman.
Death of Superman was good.
Yeah, really good. And this year was
Reign of Superman.
another good movie too.
Now that leads me into a good point that you brought up. 2018. I know we were out in a galaxy quest. So we
Far, far away.
so we missed talking about it, but I did manage to go to Comic-Con last year, and I did sign up for the DC Universe app, and a lot of those movies are already on there. As a matter of fact, today.
Yeah, today the Reign of Superman.
The Reign of Superman got put on there, so I got a chance to watch it before I came here to do the podcast. But as far as the app goes, I don't know if you guys have had it.
Yeah, I've got it.
They got free trial. I think it's
It's a 7-day free trial right now.
Yeah,
that's all they're offering.
You really got to binge watch because they just finished Young Justice.
I just finished.
Titans is out. So,
but
it's like $8.
Yeah, $7.99.
So
$7.99 a month.
Doom Patrol coming out.
That comes out in a couple of weeks because that comes out in February.
And another thing they got is Harley Quinn's getting her own and animated. That one's gonna be animated.
Animated Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing is coming.
Swamp Thing's supposed to be live action. Swamp Thing's supposed to be a live action.
Really?
Yes.
That
Yes.
I did not know.
And considering what they did with Titans, oh my God, I'm so excited for Swamp Thing now.
Well, they had a whole interaction thing out at Comic Con. I signed up. It was like it cost me like $75, but I got a whole year plus a bonus 3 months.
Oh, nice.
And a dope T-shirt. So
Right, that T-shirt was half the money right there.
And the great part about it is the comic books that are on there. And I'm going to tell you guys about the good and the bad. I love the comic books. I could download a comic book and read the majority of DC comic books. The problem that I have with it is the Long Halloween was on there during Halloween. As soon as Halloween was over, it's kind of like it's gone. Wow. I'm like, it's a great story to read. You don't have to only read it on Halloween time.
Wow.
And then they start off the series with like maybe it's a book, a arc of 6. They put 3. So they'll start off and you're like, just like when you have the comic book store, you start reading and you want to know what happens next and you can't wait for that next issue. But with this one, you're not sure if it's actually going to get put on there. And there's some classics that have not been put on there yet, like Hush, or I know they have the All-Star Superman movie, but I'm not sure they have the All-Star Superman comic book on there.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten the chance to mess with the comic books. Are you reading it off of like a tablet or a computer? Or
I'm doing it on my phone. That's another problem that I have with the app.
Yeah,
it's not very available. I mean, it's on Fire TV now. You have it on Android and iOS, so you can download it on your phone or tablet.
But watching it on your TV, it's almost impossible.
It's a lot better. When I watch movies, but it's good to know that I have a library of comic books on my phone at any given time. The encyclopedia of it all is well, because you can look up a character, and it gives you everything about it. First appearance, who they are, why they're important, and all that good stuff. So I mean, overall, the app has it's good and bad. It's more good than bad.
Yeah.
It does not have the Adam West Batman because it's owned by Fox and not Warner Brothers.
Linda Carter's on there.
Linda Carter's on there. There's Super Friends, all the Superman movies, with the exception of the new ones. They don't have none of the new movies because they have contracts with.
All the recent stuff isn't on there.
Yeah, because they have
Michael Keaton Batman.
Are they gonna put all the new movies or?
They eventually are. It's just they have
it's gonna take a while.
Studios like HBO that they're gonna show them on their networks and things like that. But I mean, they have everything. They have Batman Beyond, Static Shock is on there.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing on it. All the Justice League
Unlimited, Justice League, Super Friends, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
All the Superman animated versions are on there too, I believe.
Yeah, even
as a matter of fact, they even have the Superboy. I remember the Superboy show. Yes.
And they have Lois and Clark.
Yeah, Adventures.
They don't have Smallville.
Smallville, I think, is the only one that's missing. Yeah.
Smallville, and you know what? Remember the old Shazam TV show?
Yeah.
That's not on there either.
You're right. That was not on there. But that might be waiting because the movie.
The movie.
So maybe when the movie comes out, then they'll put that on there. Who knows?
Also a lot of the animated movies. What is the Phantasm? Batman. Batman and Return of the Joker's on there.
But there is a lot of anime movies that are missing, though.
Yeah, there are.
There's quite a few.
But you get a lot more
it's a pantheon of DC anime movies already. So yeah, I can kind of understand not all of them be on there. Yeah.
The original Flash show is on there. Not the new one.
I don't think any of the CW stuff is on there.
And the reason is not because they have a contract again with Netflix.
Right.
So as soon as that contract ends, but I really do recommend it. If you're a DC fan, I really recommend you get it. At least it's $8 a month. So try it out.
It's not very expensive.
I'll wait until the Doom Patrol comes out.
Yeah, but even now you can watch it for even Young Justice was on there. It's great.
Do they have the whole season of Young Justice?
All three seasons are on there.
All 3 of them are on there.
I gotta catch both.
I also like that they have the DC Daily.
Yeah, those are really cool.
And it's DC news every single day.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Like DC animes, like new ones in there.
Like I said, Reign of the Superman just came out.
No, I mean like new ones that they're not gonna get released. They're just gonna release them there. Because I heard they're gonna do extra ones for that.
From what I understand, like because the DC app was announced after they had started working on that Superman movies. So I think the next animated movies that are supposed to come out are gonna go straight to the DC universe.
Hush, they're making a
Right, Hush.
Ooh.
Yeah, Hush is gonna be an anime movie too. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I even saw the Dark Knight Returns, part 1 and 2 on the
Knight
DC
Returns
app,
is on
which
there.
was really cool.
Again, if you're a DC fan, you have to get this app. And not only for the encyclopedia, but you also get the comic books and all the shows. And there's a couple times, you know what? Let me watch a little Lois and Clark. And
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff. If
Or
you
even
are a
just-
DC fan, then yeah, you'll enjoy it.
And just Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond alone.
Yeah, Batman Beyond.
So
It's
it's
got
a
all of
great
it.
app. I would say recommend it. I would watch. You would watch it. Reign of the Superman came out about 2 weeks ago, and now it's on the DC app for you to watch.
Right.
So other than that, I mean, I really do recommend it.
Yeah.
All right, and real quick, guys, before we sign out, I wanted to talk about something that's been all over the place for a while, but not too many people understand is mental health. And I am one of those people that have suffered from anxiety and panic attacks. And when we were gone, we all go through those small, dark areas, and I fell into one of these little depressions. I'm better. Things get better, and everything's okay. And that's what I like to tell everyone else that's out there that feels that goes through that is it's not as bad as you think. And I know you hate hearing that because I hate when people tell me that. But a part of that, comic books and comic book movies and superheroes help me out get through that. So I would say find your niche. I'm still not 100%, but that 90% or I'm at 90%. But that 10% is something that I'm working on for myself. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I would like for you guys to help me out. And that is just like your typical comic book guy from The Simpsons. I'm a pretty big guy. And I hit my highest at 265 during the summer. And I'm only 6 foot. I'm 6'6". I wish. I'm 5'6",
And can't add.
and I'm 5'6", and I'm about 43 years old, and I am not happy with how I look and feel. So I'm calling this my hero's journey, and I started hitting the gym. I started changing my eating habits and my attitude on how I look at life. For myself and for others. I'm hoping I would get some tips, some information on how to be a better hero for myself and for those around me. So right now I am at 250. So that means I did 14 pounds in the span of like 3 weeks.
That's awesome.
So the reason I'm saying that, I'm bringing that up, is just the fact that it's kind of like it's a journey that I don't want to do on my own. And I know there's probably people out there that are probably going through the same thing. I'm going to try and check in and let you guys know. My goal is, I'm a 2X right now. My goal is just to fit into a large t-shirt.
I mean, we all go through that because that was my thing last year too. Kind of depression. I got separated with somebody. I was starting, get my life back together. And like you said, people always think that only women look at themselves. It's not, their looks and stuff. It is not. A man also, we all see it like we're bigger or smaller. And I was at 165 last year.
And he's only 4'4".
And I'm only 4'5", no, actually. But anyways, I was at 165. And like I said, when you get to depression, you don't know what to do. Luckily I had a good friends around me. But I also started hitting the gym. And I've been doing it almost close to a year. And now I'm at 120. But, you just have to be motivated and have strengths from anybody, like friends, family. And just keep going. Don't, like I say, get into a hobby or something to help you out.
So what I'm trying to challenge you guys to do your own hero challenge. Feel free to write comments on what your goals are, where you're at, progresses. Let us know so you could support us and we could support you. We're small-time guys. We don't have a big, huge following. Spread the word. Let us know. We might do a couple group walks and just motivate each other to just keep on the journey and try and help each other out.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, as far as those kind of things go, realistically, you need people to be there. You need people to talk to. I know the one thing that that people fall into is where they tend to not want to talk about what's going on in their lives or what's going on in their head, and they keep it to themselves, and eventually it builds and builds to the point where you just can't deal with it anymore.
Well, one of the biggest lies people say is I'm okay.
Right.
And when you're in it, it's kind of like you want to deal with it on your own. You can't.
Yeah.
If you know somebody, you think you know somebody, the best thing for you to do is distraction.
Yeah.
Let's go to a movie. Whatever it takes for you not to think about what's going on.
Yeah.
Stay busy.
Yes, exactly. Because if you just keep digging that hole, you just keep dwelling on it and keep digging that hole. You know what? Don't give us advice. Don't say everything's going to be okay. It doesn't help out in the way you mean well, but it doesn't help out in a way. Let's go to a movie. Let's go to a comic book shop. Let's go for a walk. Let's shoot the shit. Let's go have a couple beers. Yeah. Whatever the case is, just stop thinking about it. Yeah. And I have good friends. I'm in a good point. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love what I do for a living. I like the people that I'm around with. Have every reason to be happy. And there's a couple times you wonder, why am I not happy?
But realistically, I mean, let's be serious for a moment. I mean, it's not something that only certain people deal with. I mean, This is something that a lot of people deal with. This is something that we saw, like Heath Ledger. You know, he went through something, obviously. Robin Williams.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really funny that I think in today's society, it's become a little bit more aware, and people are becoming more knowledgeable of the fact that, you know, people have issues with depression, and it's something that a lot of us need to pay more attention to and draw more attention to, because those that do have that kind of fight and that battle, you don't know. You have no idea. And those are the ones that you are probably more at risk than the ones that do ask for help, because the ones that do ask for help are the ones that, you know, they're not that deep into it.
To the edge when you ask for help.
Right.
Yeah.
But at least they're making that attempt to reach out for somebody.
For me, it was like a lot of the heroes that I read growing up.
Yeah.
Like Superman, Batman, you know, even Wonder Woman, just like has a positive message.
You know, and it's kind of funny that you bring that up, because I was just talking to somebody the other day on Twitter about that, and I told her, I was like, just remember, you are the hero in your own life story.
Yeah.
And every hero has battles. Every hero has something that they go through.
And I'm not a heavily religious person, but I've had people kind of like believe in this, believe in that.
You gotta fight God.
I'll believe in what I believe works for me. And like any other hero, things get tough.
Yeah.
But that's what makes you strong.
Yes.
Exactly.
And if you keep on believing in that, for me, I'm only talking for myself. So that's why I'm decided to be like, I'm going to go on this hero's journey to improve me for me, not for anyone else. So I'm in a happy place mentally. Now I want to be in a happy place physically, where I don't like fit in the skin that I'm in right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, and I'm not asking for a large. It's not a huge goal, just a large T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you can do it.
And the thing about it, the funny part about it is that I saw this really cool Superman T-shirt that had a cape attached to it. That I wanted. It only comes in a large.
Yeah, see, and that's where it gets depressing.
So it's kind of like, and then you go to these other stores, it's kind of like, we have larges, a lot of these, but we're sold out of extra large and 2X. And I'm like, look, the majority of the fans that wear Superman, Batman, Green Lantern,
oh yeah,
it's kind of like, they're big guys.
3X, 4X, 5X.
Make 3X, 2X available over mediums and smalls. But either way, I'm gonna buy this shirt. I am going to wear this shirt. If I can, I got my Comic-Con tickets already taken care of for 2019, and I'm planning to wear that shirt hopefully at Comic-Con.
Wow, yeah, you could do it. Just motivation.
So again, if you guys have any information on either diet, exercise plan, I even bought this book on how to be Batman.
Nice.
I can't do it. That guy's insane.
Well, for one thing, you ain't got the money.
Well, I don't have the money, but it actually has a workout regimen on there. No. You know what? Your back will give out before anything else.
Well, You can't do it today, but you never know what the future holds.
Yeah. So
we may need Batman next year.
I'm not high and tall enough. I can do it with Michael Keaton and wear like the platform shoes.
Right? See, there you go.
But no, if you, please reach out to us, and if you have any issues, this is a judge-free zone. We do have a Facebook, and we do have Instagram,
And we have Twitter.
Or
We have Twitter.
If any of you guys are going through it, or you want to talk, we're here to listen.
Yeah, we always like to hear feedback, positive or negative. We really don't care. We just want to hear you guys talk.
Yeah.
We want to include you guys. We want you guys to be a part of our discussion.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, and that's all we're doing here is we're just having a conversation, a bunch of friends getting together, talking about stuff we love. And this is the kind of stuff that really pulls us. It's got a very big place in our heart. And realistically, I mean, the heroes that we've grown up with, they mean a lot to us, and they've helped us through some of the darkest times.
Not to mention, a lot of the heroes that we read have gone through hard, tragic,
right?
Whether it be like losing parents, like Batman and Spider-Man, to like exploding planets,
or getting from cancer and surviving.
With great power comes great responsibility.
And that being said, could we have a little moment of silence? I know it's a little late, but for Stan Lee, who we lost last year, and I know he's impacted every single one of our comic book lives, both as a fan himself, as an actor, and as a writer. Right. He started off delivering sandwiches at Marvel. It wasn't Marvel then, but they finally decided, as the company was going under, they decided to give him a shot. And here we have the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man and
Hulk.
Incredible Hulk, and X-Men, and all these other great characters, all from delivering sandwiches. So
if he can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, anything is possible, and like he used to say, Excelsior.
Excelsior.
And with that, we thank you guys for joining us again for another episode of Heroes at Large, and we will talk to you next time. Have a great one.